गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ॐ नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ॐ गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Uttamam. Am I audible?
Yes, sister, you are audible.
Now, Vaishnava, please unmute yourself. Vaishnava.
Namaste.
Now, today we will learn two more chanting, Vedic chanting. Okay. So I will do the chanting, and Vaishnava will repeat, and remaining other student will also repeat, but in mute. Okay. Okay. Today is Vinayaka Chaturthi, so wish you a very happy Vinayaka Chaturthi. Today we will learn Vedic chanting on Lord Ganesha. Okay. First we will do a Shanti mantra. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Bhadram Karne.
Bhadram Karye.
Vishnuyama.
Vishnuyama.
Devaha.
Devaha.
Bhadram Pashye.
Bhadram Pashyet.
Makshabhiryajatraha.
Makshabhirichyatyaha.
Makshabhiryajatraha.
Bhiryajatraha.
Sthirairangai.
Sthirairangai.
Stuštuvagam.
Stuštuvagam.
Sastanopihi.
Sastanobihi.
Vashema.
Vashema.
Devahitai.
Devahitai.
Yadayuhu.
Yadayuhu.
Up to this much. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Harihi Om.
Hari Om.
Now Ganesha Vandana. Ganesha Suktam. Ganana Antva.
Gananan Antva.
Again. Ganana Antva.
Ganana Antva.
Ganapatigam.
Ganapatigam.
Havamahe.
Havamahe.
Kavim Kavinam.
Kavim Kadinam.
Kaving Kavina
Kaving Kabinam
Mupamashravastamam.
Mupavastamastamam
Kaving Kavina Mupamashravastamam.
Kaving Kabinam Mupavantavantanam
Kaving Kavinam
Kaving Kavinam
Upamashra
Bupamashra
Upamashra Bunasti Upamashra
Upamashra
Vastamam.
Vastamam
Kaving Kavinam Upamashravastamam.
Kaving Kadinam Upavashavastanam
Ganana Antva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kaving Kavinam Upamashravastamam. Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Vadat Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam
Jeshtarajam Brahmanam
Brahmanaspata
Brahmanaspata
Anashrinvan
Anashrinvan
Notibhis Anashun Anashrinvan Notibhis Siddha Sadhanam
Anashrinvan Noti
Siddha Sadhanam Bhissiddha Sadhanam.
Vishida Sadhanam
उत्तमम् अहं पुनः एकवारं करोमि ध्यानेन शृण्वन्तु सर्वे गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Uttamam Vaishnava Veta. Now we will do meditation. First we will do Omkara chanting for 3 times. Shiraja, please make yourself visible.
Am Mahoday
Uttamam. Go little backside, little back. Uttama. Now do Om 3 times and we will do meditation for 3 minutes. When I will say Hari Om, at that time we will finish meditation. Om, please chant Om 3 times. We will also chant Om with her in mute. Louder. Shiraja, louder. Om 3 times Om.
Unmute कर दीजिए महोदय
Unmute करो तो Om chanting करो तो 3 times. Now we will do meditation. Sit straight like Shiraja. Close your eyes and focus on your ideal. Try to see your ideal in your heart. You all know what is ideal. Try to see your ideal in your heart and pray to him. Today is Vinayaka Chaturthi, so try to see Lord Ganesha in your heart and pray to him sincerely for the well-being of all. Harihi Om. Now all are allowed to open your eyes. Jai Ramakrishna. Today is Vinayaka Chaturthi, so our Yashvan brother will tell something about the significance of this festival, of this worship. Okay, please, Yashvan brother.
Thank you, sister.
So,
Wish you happy Ganesh Chaturdhi to all. Ganesh Chaturdhi was first observed after the Maratha Empire. I hope you all heard about Chhatrapati Shivaji. In the 16th century, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, he started the Ganesh Utsav. From that time onward, it has been an important day in the festival calendar for the peace wash in the Maharashtra, and the prime ministers of the Maratha rulers, they used to celebrate this festival in a large manner. And then in 1892, as a part of Indian freedom movement, in order to make the Indians unite, Balagangadhar Tilak again reintroduced this Ganesh Chaturthi festival. And after that, he mentioned every year from the 1892 onwards, we are celebrating now in India Ganesh Chaturthi. So I hope you all know the story behind the Ganesh Chaturthi and how Lord Vinayaka or Ganesh became the Gana, how he became the chief Gana of the entire gods. Now I will share a small picture of Lord Ganesha, which will tell you some symbolism, because in India we always believe something which cannot be expressed with our words. We sometimes express them with symbols. It is like when I say India, example INDIA, to me this India, when I am seeing these words, these 5 letters are alphabets. I have given a mere shape to these 5 words. But by seeing these 5 alphabets, you are remembering the entire nation from Jammu Kashmir to the Kanyakumari. Even to the entire nation in that nation cannot be, entire India cannot be possible to show you in 3 centimeters, but this indication of the language is capable of expressing that entire country. Similarly, here the image of the Lord Ganesha we are seeing, every part here that denotes like 5 letters, 5 alphabets of the 5 alphabets of English denoting the entire country. Similarly, the image of Lord Ganesha is denoting something we have to learn. Now, you always, whenever you see Lord Ganesha image, first you will observe a image with a very large head. That is also, it looks like an elephant head. Am I right? Have you observed? Anyone observed? Yes. Here, that big elephant head is symbolizing that we have to think very big manner. Lord Ganesha is a symbol of the intellect. So this large elephant head is denoting us to use our intellect to our fullest potential. How we can use the intellect to the fullest potential? When we start discriminating, when we are utilizing that part of our mind, so we can manifest our intellect to our fullest potential. So this big head is representing utilizing of the intellect for your fullest potential. By utilizing that intellect to the fullest potential in daily life, we can come across all the difficulties and all the odds we face. That's why we tell Lord Ganesha removes the obstacles. That means by utilizing that aspect of mind, when we have that aspect, the intellect, the proper rational intellect, that will clear the way to us to see the mighty obstacles as it is, and also we can gain the strength to solve that. And then you can observe big ears. Here I am sharing, here you can see the big ears. The big ears are denoting we can hear from all, we can hear, and we can take the necessary. Even in the present modern day, when we have the more information through the internet and more information from many media, we can take which is necessary to us, and we can even stop that unnecessary, or we can even remove that unnecessary, and we can take the necessary ideas, and after that we can assimilate all those necessary ideas. For that, you can observe here there are big ears, and you can see some weapons in both hands. Lord Ganesha in this, you can observe with 4 hands. Out of these 4 hands, in 2 hands we have, you can see, you can observe 2 weapons. In this you can see in the gold weapon, it is an indicating that we have to conquer our pride or ego. Whenever we observe the pride in ourselves, that will give an indication that I have, because of me only it is being done. So that will stop our progress, that will stop our growth, and that will not give the chance to see the reality, and at that time we might not able to progress. So we have to conquer that pride or ego. And in the second, you can observe we have to control the wavering mind. It is the possibility or a tendency of the human. Whenever we are working for something, our mind naturally it wavers from one point to another point. Even without our notice also, the mind goes from one point to another point. So we have to control this wavering of the mind with the meditation which you have done previously. That will help us to reduce the wavering of the mind. What happens when we reduce the wavering of the mind? In still water, we can see the image of our, when we sit when in front of the water, in front of still water, whether it is a river or a lake, we can see our image clearly. Similarly, when the wavering of the mind is reduced, we can see even the mightiest problems which are in front of us, we can see them clearly, and we can utilize our intellect with very sharp manner, such that for that problem we can give our best in that circumstances. And you can see here, it is denoted that in this Lord Ganesh is having a poor vision but sees big with the eyes, while the denotion, one eye and a second eye, when we denote, the difference you can observe. This is an indication that we have to see beyond what you see and use all our senses, including even the mind also. in front of us, even though some situations appear sometimes in front of us, we have to go beyond the behind what actually it is in reality, and we can, okay, this might be the reason why, okay, this person, why my friend has scolded me, why my friend has criticized me. We can by immediately, while seeing the behind reason, we can understand them. That will give the chance to us to see the big. See big means not with the physical eyes, with our mind we have the ability to see what is actually really behind. And you can observe the broken tusk here. The broken tusk is an indicating elephant. Broken tusk is an indicating that we have to transcend the opposites. Sometimes we may get very good environment on one day, and sometimes we might not get what we wanted, but we have to accept the both circumstances. So that will give the chance to us to adapt the mind to all the possibilities. And next we have the adaptable trunk. This is the, you can see elephant trunk is adaptable. It will sometimes, it will give the blessings to you. When you see the elephant, it will take whatever you give fruit, it will simply take. It will have the, it has the adaptability. So any task, if we allot to you any task, that might be very small task or big task, with this adaptability, even though the task that is given to is small, with utmost sincerity we can do that task. And even though the task is very much big, without worrying much, with most adaptability, we can do that big task also with the same sincerity. So for that we require an adaptability. This adaptable nature you can observe in this adaptable trunk. And then lotus flower you can observe here. This lotus flower blossom, whenever you see the lotus flower, you see the beauty of blossoming it. It is giving the chance to awakening our fullest potential, you can say. So like a flower lotus is blossoming naturally, we can also manifest our capabilities naturally to the fullest manner. That is what it is indicating. And there is an abhaya mudra. With this hand you can observe there is an abhaya mudra. With this Lord Ganesha, it is showing us he is blessing with us the intellect and refuse and protection. He is blessing us with this mudra. It is an indicating that. And you can observe here there is a big belly. In the images you can observe big belly. It is indicating that we can even digest the good and bad experiences. Sometimes when we get a very good experience, it is a common nature that we will get anxious at that time. We will get our nerves get anxious, and we are not able to cope up that much happiness in that fraction of moments. And similarly, when we get some bad experience, when we get defeated, at that time we feel, oh, we have lost, we are not able. At that time we feel very much sad. So in these both moments we have to digest, and this is what being you can observe with this. And also you see one leg is folded here, one leg is on the floor. This is an indicating that even though we are in front of any tasks, we are in front of the very busiest task. We are preparing for the examinations, and we are preparing for our manifesting our talents, and we might be very much busy. But every time we have to make sure that our mind should be calm in all these circumstances. We should enjoy the reading as it is, with much concentrated way. When we are reading, when we are shifting our focus from reading to either manifesting your talent, to while playing some instrument, in that also it may look like you are busy in that, but in those circumstances also, while keeping your mind calm, that will give the chance to you. Even sometimes when you get defeated in some play, that will give the detachment to you that, okay, now that task is gone, that game is gone. Now I am ready to play next one. And now I am ready to switch to study this subject. Such detachment should be there. Then only we can shift from one game to another game, or one play to another play, or when we are studying from one, sometimes we may feel that, okay, I am not, it is getting difficult to understand this, still we can continue with that in that circumstances also. And you can observe there is a mouse here. This mouse is an indicating that how to keep, whenever we, sometimes you want to eat, maybe your parents are telling this might not be good to eat ice creams more than this. Sometimes this is an indication, this is giving that we have to keep whatever the desires which are not useful to us, maybe sometimes that may not good for our health, we have to keep them in control. That is what this mouse is an indicating. And there are uneaten sweets here. You can see these uneaten sweets are indicating that sometimes whenever the things in front of you, they might distract you from studies. There might be one program maybe in the TV that might be not useful on that day for you, for your studies, because you might have some examination tomorrow, or you might have a very good task to perform at that time that is given to you. So these it is like Edmund Hillary once tells, when you are going to reach the Mount Everest, while reaching the Everest, you should know obstacles should distract you, then only it is possible to you to reach. And Arunima Sinha, later we will discuss in the future study circles how she reached the Everest, and then you will come to know about this. With this, we are ending this Ganesh Chaturdhi wishes, and now we are going to discuss about Swami Vivekananda's Chicago address celebration. Do you know on which day Swami Vivekananda delivered famous Chicago address, starting day of address when Swami Vivekananda became famous? Can anyone tell that day? Hello, children.
Children, do you know?
Do you know what is that day?
When Swami Vivekananda delivered his lecture at Chicago, do you know the date?
Do you know? It is actually, okay, no problem. It is a very famous date. It is September 11th. September 11th is tomorrow only, September 11th, and he delivered his first lecture in Chicago in 1893. Okay. On which day Swami Vivekananda delivered his Chicago speech, first day speech. He delivered from September 11th. Later also he delivered, but first speech we are addressing. On which day Swami Vivekananda delivered his first lecture in Chicago? September 11th,
1893.
Very good, 1893. Now, because tomorrow is September 11th, we are discussing about how Swami Vivekananda reached to Chicago and what obstacles he faced from India while reaching to Chicago, and then how the Chicago address inspired millions of people even in America, that we will discuss. Before that, first we will try to read the Chicago speech. I will share the Chicago speech with you. First you listen the Chicago speech, and later I will give the chance to you to read the Chicago speech. You can read, and then we can understand it, and we will discuss the significance of it. Okay, I am sharing that.
Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of religions. And I thank you in the name of the millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects. My thanks also to some of the speakers on this platform who, referring to the delegates from the Orient, have told you that these men from far-off nations may well claim the honor of bearing to different lands the idea of toleration. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom the purest remnant of the Israelites who came to southern India and took refuge with us in the very year in which their holy temple was shattered to pieces by Roman tyranny. I am proud to belong to the religion which has sheltered and is still fostering the remnant of the grand Zoroastrian nation. I will quote to you, brethren, a few lines from a hymn which I remember to have repeated from my earliest boyhood, which is every day repeated by millions of human beings. As the different streams, having their sources in different places, all mingle their water in the sea, so, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all lead to Thee. The present convention, which is one of the most august assemblies ever held, is in itself a vindication, a declaration to the world of the wonderful doctrine preached in the Gita. Whosoever comes to me, through whatsoever form, I reach him. All men are struggling through paths which in the end lead to me. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. But their time is come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal.
So it was actually not the voice of Swami Vivekananda, because at that time his voice was not recorded. It was only, but the words what he spoke, entirely the same words are given here. And now we will see the World Parliament of Religions of Chicago, where it held that building and that street. It was honorary on Swami Vivekananda. We will observe that also. Now I will. Okay, I hope you are able to see the video. You can see this is the street where it is mentioned as Swami Vivekananda's way on the honorary. This is the actual building. In this building only, I am marking with okay. In this building only, in 1893 September 11, it actually changed in these almost 128 years, and now it is the Chicago city. But the building almost it is same, but the streets and in front of that many buildings came, everything changed. But that old building, it remained same. You can observe now that
Art Institute. This building is now the Chicago Art Institute. And this is the building. This is the exact building. Of course, the interior has changed a lot in 100 years. But this is the exact building where Swami Vivekananda had come to give his famous lecture.
Now he's going to get some noise.
so this is that building. This is the building where Swami Vivekananda gave his lecture. As he correctly mentioned, the building outer look remained same, but interior in these 100 years, many times they have changed the interior of this building.
And this is again also very typical urban American culture.
Yeah.
Where people are, using normal Indian language baltis to make music. Look at him.
I've seen, I'm looking.
And this is the Swami Vivekananda Way Memorial.
I
You can observe here. Are you able to see Swami Vivekananda Way? I think it is having less clarity, but I am reading the words honorary Swami Vivekananda Way. In front of that, many buildings, see the buildings have changed. At that time in 1893, these buildings were not there. Now they constructed in between, but that building where Swami Vivekananda, he addressed that building exterior, it is remaining as same. Outer look, it did not change. They have same building, it remained same. So they have made it that way, that particular way as Swami Vivekananda Way, honorary. Exactly on September 11th, tomorrow, in 1893, at this building, not this building actually, we have seen the building, previous building. In that building, Swamiji gave lecture. Now I think you are able to see. I have stopped here. Honorary Swami Vivekananda Way. Are you able to observe, children? Very good. Okay. This is the building, what I mentioned. In this building only, entire all his lectures when he delivered at the World Parliament, the Religions of Chicago, he delivered here. This is the rear view of that hall. From long view we are okay. So we are stopping here as the time is less. Okay, we are giving chance to you to read, and then we will next, just fastly, we will tell the significance behind his Chicago visit and everything. Now I will share the text to you. Okay, now I hope you heard. Now you can read it. Voluntarily, who are interested to read, they can raise hands. Who are going to read?
Who are interested in reading this? You can say.
Vaishnav, very good. Next. Okay, 3 persons we got. Okay, many persons. Okay, we will give the chance paragraph by paragraph then. Okay. Okay, Vaishnav, you can start. You can start from sisters and brothers, and you can read you can read the first paragraph. Is it okay, sister? Shall we make them to read paragraph by paragraph?
Yes, brother, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, Vaishnav, you can read this paragraph.
Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of religions. And I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects.
Very good. Now, next,
Very good.
Dhruti
Vaishnav.
Dyuti. You can read the next paragraph.
My thanks also to some of the speakers on this platform who are referring to the delegates from the Orient. I have told you that these men from far-off nations may well claim the honor of bearing the different lands and the idea of tolerance. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal tolerance, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refused of all religions, all the nations of the earth. I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom to first remain.
I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom the purest remnant of the Israelites who came to southern India. Are you able to see? And took refuge with us in the very year in which their holy temple was shattered to pieces by Roman tyranny. Okay, can you read from here now? I am proud.
I am proud to belong to the religion which has sheltered and is still fostering the remnant of the gathered Zoroastrian nation. I will quote to you, but then a few lines from the hymn which I remembered to have repeated from the earliest boyhood, which is every day
Repeated.
Repeated
by millions of human beings. As the different streams having their sources in different paths, which men took through different
Tendencies.
tendencies, various though through they appear, crooked or straight, all led to three.
Very good, very good.
Very good. Well tried, Diti and Dhriti. Very good.
Okay, now next, Ritika. You can read the last paragraph.
Ritika zoom করে না তাহলে ভালো করে দেখতে পারবে।
The present convention which is one of the most august assemblies ever held, in is in itself a vindication, a declaration to the um,
The
World
world.
of
world of the wonderful doctrine preached in the Gita. Whosoever comes to me through whatsoever
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 form.
form,
from I reach him. All men, all
all
men
men are struggling.
through paths, which in the end lead to me.
Sectarianism.
Sectarian biography and its horrible
Descendant.
descendant
Fanaticism,
and
Fanaticism.
have long processed this beautiful earth.
Enough, Ritika. Very good try.
okay,
Uttamam.
good.
Now ask Vaishnav again to
Vaishnav,
finish
you
this.
can finish because you got very less in the starting portion. Okay.
They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, more advanced,
Human blood
destroyed
destroyed
civilization
civilization.
and sent whole nation to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it now. But their time is come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal.
Okay, very good. All read, and anyone still want to read?
Aham read karomi
Shreyans, you want to read? Okay, then okay, I am. You can read this starting paragraph. Okay, start.
Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy unspeakable to rise in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks in the world. I thank you in the name of Mother of Religions, and I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects.
Very good.
Very good. Nice reading. Very confident.
Next, any person? Still? Okay. I think all Pritika, you have read, na?
Ritika read, not Pritika.
Someone
Pritika,
raised hand with the name.
Ritika, তুমি পড়তে চাও?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে পড়ো।
You
Yashwan
can
brother,
read.
you
You can read half of this paragraph. Okay. Here, my thanks from my thanks to earth. Okay. Yes, you can start.
unmute.
My thanks also to some of the speakers on this platform who, referring to the delegates from the
Delegates.
Orient
Hmm.
have told you that these men from far off nations may well claim the honor of bearing to different lands the idea of
Toleration.
toleration. I am proud to I
Belong
Belong.
to
proud to belong to a religion which has
the
taught
world
the world
Tolerance.
both
Tolerance.
tolerance and
Universal
tolerance
acceptance. Universal
and
acceptance.
uni- acceptance.
Hmm.
We believe not only in universal
toleration.
toleration, but we accept all religions as true.
Hmm.
I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the
Persecuted. Persecuted.
persecuted and the
Refugees.
refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
Okay,
Good
now
job.
because time is less, we are stopping in middle of this paragraph as we have completed once. It is a very good participation from you children. Now we will fastly, because the time is less, we will tell the significance. Swami Vivekananda actually delivered this lecture in 1893 September 11, but he reached Chicago 1893 July 30. July 30 he reached to Chicago, where he is thinking the Chicago Parliament of Religion, that meeting will be held in near August, but later he come to know then it will be postponed because of some advancements, and then he did not know where to stay. At that time he had many bitter experiences. Some people, because of by seeing his dress, also they thought he's a negro. Even he did not they did not allow him even for the barber shops, also even for hotels. At many of times Swamiji used to sleep even on the nearby roads only. At that time, because we are telling very short span, because of less time, you can even read from Swamiji life, and later in study circles also we will discuss, but some incidents which we have to very prominent we will discuss. And while one prominent incident is when he goes to that Chicago address, when he wanted to deliver that, he has to get some letter of recommendation. They told you should have a letter of recommendation, then only we value you. Then Swami Vivekananda thought, oh, for this only I have come from India. Now they are asking a reference letter or recommendation letter, but I do not have any recommendation letter. At that time, Swami Vivekananda thought, maybe I have to go to India again with empty hands. See, at that time, with that, because he do not know any person there, and then in one conversation there, a person, a professor, when he comes to know that Swami Vivekananda, he was asked by the committee of the Parliament of Religions of Chicago for the reference. Then he writes what, with what letter he writes a reference letter. Do you know what he writes in that letter? You are asking to this person, he tells there, you are asking a reference to this person who is who is even if we put all our professors of this America, his intellect and his knowledge is capable than more all these professors. If you are asking the reference to him, if you are asking the recommendation to him, it is like you are asking to the sun, what right you have to illuminate. So he compared Vivekananda's knowledge with the sun illuminance, and by seeing that letter, they have accepted. But later he has also given in that letter address. He tells you can go in the Boston, you can stay because Chicago is the costliest city, but you can stay in the Boston where the charges will be less. But unfortunately, Swami Vivekananda lost the address of the Boston, and then he many days he sat and he slept on the roads. At that time, Mrs. George Hale comes to know, and then they gave some shelter in their home. That is the later story. Because of less time, we are telling very fastly. And then when he entered into the Chicago hall, and then he is thinking to deliver. Later, when they announced his name by praying to his guru Sri Ramakrishna and Saraswati, he started. When he announced to brothers and sisters, many of them, because he gazed to them, and with utmost sincerity, when he uttered those words, they stood and clapped for 2 minutes. And on that single day, he became an instantaneously celebrity. And on that day, that committee has given him it is like a great opportunity, a very good building to stay. And by seeing that much luxury first time in that America, Swami Vivekananda on that night, he slept on the floor by weeping, saying that why you have given this much luxury to a monk. So when my country people are suffering with poorness, that was the Vivekananda. Even though he got a very good comfort luxury on that day, he still had the thought of the people in his mind. And later, that is what we are reading about Swami Vivekananda. In short gist, we had tried to introduce the hardships Swami Vivekananda had taken to reach there. Alonely he has reached there, and circumstances was not in his favor. That was a very cold weather. Even he did not take any clothes to that much to bear that much cold weather, but still with so much hardship, he reached to Chicago. And after he reached to Chicago with his speech, first day speech, he won the hearts of many millions of the people. And I have some paper cutouts also, but now the time is not sufficient. New York Herald and many papers praised Swami, even though many delegates they lectured, they gave speech on that day. You can see a very small speech Swami Vivekananda has given, but this speech became very famous. And in all papers, mainly New York Herald, like that paper, in front page, they have mentioned Swami Vivekananda photo and his speech, and they mentioned with a great respect to India and Indian culture with describing Swami Vivekananda lecture. I hope you will read this, and I will share this lecture in the group. And I will now request Piyali sister to sing a bhajan, because every week we are singing the bhajan. We already told the bhajan will give the chance to us to channelize the intellect into the emotional intellect, the emotional capabilities. Now this week we have the great opportunity to learn the bhajan from Piyali sister. I request Piyali sister to start.
Thank you, brother. And before the bhajan, I want to say something about the Chicago address. After children, after this lecture, Swamiji make Hindu religion most prominent in the world. He made this religion very famous, or people started giving respect to Hindu religion from that time. Before that time, people used to think that Hindu religion means only superstition. There is no science behind it. People of Hindu religion are illiterate, like that way Western people used to think. But after that, after this lecture, the Western country come to know about our Hindu religion, and they started giving respect to our culture only for Swami Vivekananda's lecture. So you slowly you will understand the significance of this lecture. You have seen while reading this lecture that Swamiji is telling that our this Hindu religion not only tolerate all other religion, it accept all other religions as true. You can see this sentence. It means we accept all religion. We consider all religion is true. Not only Hindu religion is true. We consider all religions true. Through all religions, through all the paths, we can reach the highest goal. Not only through this Hindu religion, but in this Chicago, in that parliament, no one tells such thing on that day. Everyone praising their own religion. Everyone praising their own religion and trying to make inferior other religions. But Swamiji told that our religion respect all religions. Through this idea, he made our religion famous. You got my point, children? Very good. Now we will sing a bhajan on Swamiji, because for him we are our self esteem has been enhanced. So we will sing a bhajan on Swami Vivekananda. I will sing, you all will repeat. Now who will repeat with me? Okay, Vaishnav. Vaishnav already repeated. Now Dyuti, please. Dyuti, Dhriti both. Okay. Bhuvanamandale navayugamudayatu. Mudayatu. Sada Vivekanandamayam. Suvivekamayam Swanandamayam. Bhuvanamandale navayugamudayatu. Sada Vivekanandamayam. Suvivekamayam Swanandamayam. Uttamam. Now Isha Narcisha, please come. Today you have not say anything, so now you will repeat with me. Same song, huh? Next para. Jeeve, jeeve. Jeeve, jeeve. Shivaswarupam. Shivaswarupam. Jeeve, jeeve. Shivaswarupam. Jeeve, jeeve. Shivaswarupam. Sorry, some problem came. Jive jive Shiva Swarupam.
Jive jive Shivaswarupam
Sada bhavayatu.
Sada Bhavayatu
Sevayam.
Shivaya
Sevayam.
Shivaya
Seva, huh? Sevayam.
Sevaya
Shri Madhurjitam.
Shri Madhurjitam
Mahamanavam.
Mahamanavam
Samarchayatu.
Samarchayatu
Nija pujayam.
Nija Pujaya
Punaha. Jive jive Shiva Swarupam.
Jive jive Shivaswarupam
Sada bhavayatu sevayam.
Sada Bhavayatu
Sevayam. Shri Madhurjitam. Shri Madhurjitam. Mahamanavam.
Madhurjitam Mahamanavam
Samarchayatu nija pujayam.
Pujayam
Charatu manava.
Charatu Manava
Yam suhitakaram.
Yam Suhitakaram
Dharmam seva.
Dharmam Seva
Tyagamayam.
Dhyavanayam
Bhuvana mandale navayugamudayatu.
Bhuvanamandale Navayugamudayatu
Sada Vivekanandamayam.
Sada Vivekananda
Suvivekamayam swanandamayam.
Suvivekamaya
Suvivekamayam swanandamayam.
Suvivekamaya
Uttamam. Ati Uttamam. Now, who want to sing a song on Ganesha? Who wants to sing? Who knows? Shriyansha, no?
Mahoday Shiraja.
Shiraja. Okay, now Shiraja. Shiraja didn't read anything. So, Shiraja will sing a song on Ganesha. Today is Ganesha Chaturdhi. Please sing, Shiraja.
Mahaganapatim Shri Mahaganapatim Shri Mahaganapatim Manasa Swarami Mahaganapatim Manasa Swarami Mahaganapatim Vashishtava Devadivat Ganapatim Vashishtava Manditama Ganapatim Mahadeva Sutam Mahadeva Sutam Guruganudam Mahadeva Sutam Guruganudam Marakoti
नाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदगप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदगप्रियं महागणपतिम्.
Brilliant. Ati Uttamam.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Vaishnava gatum ichchati. Astu. You have very less time. Within short time you sing. Okay.
मूषिकवाहनमोदकहस्त चामनकर्णविलम्बितसूत्र वामनरूप पुत्र विघ्नविनायकपाद नमस्ते विघ्नविनायकपाद नमस्ते.
Ati Uttamam Vaishnava. Ati Uttamam. Okay, Shriyansha, you also wanted to sing a song? Within very short time you sing, okay? Only 1 or 2 lines.
महोदय अहम् एकः
Okay, please sing. Only 1 or 2 line you sing, okay? Two line you sing because time is less. Okay. After that? Uttamam. Over. Song is completed.
I don't know full, only 2 lines.
Okay, very good. You have tried very well. So sweet. Uttamam. And Shriyansha and Vaishnava, you are a very good reader. Others also, you have tried very well. Very good. Well done.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Dhanyavadah. Yashwan brother, please conclude.
Now, conclusion, I think Shanti Mantra Jayadhuni by
Now Shanti Mantra. Sarve vadantu. Sarve militva vadantu. Unmute kurvantu.
Sister, do you want to me tell means concluding words or?
Yes, brother.
Yes, okay.
Before Shanti Mantra, before the concluding prayer, you please, if you want to say something, please tell.
This time, today we have, luckily we have Friday on the Ganesh Chaturdhi. So this study circle, we are celebrating with Lord Ganeshas. I hope you all children, and we successfully, we have come to end of this study circle. I hope the blessings of Lord Ganesha will shower on you in order to manifest your capabilities. As I previously mentioned, his intellect, he is the symbolism of the intellect. His intellect will show the way to you in your real-time situations to cope up with the real-time circumstances. And in this study circle, we have learned about how Swami Vivekananda delivered the Chicago speech, and many of you read the Chicago speech. I will share the Chicago speech also, and you have learned a beautiful bhajans from Piali sister, and many sang the songs of the Ganesha. And we have come to an end. Tomorrow, September 11th, remember Swami Vivekananda delivered speech 120 years before. That speech mesmerized many audience. Even many scientists were there in front of him at that time when he was delivering that speech. That short speech of 4 minutes changed the entire perspective of the Western, how they thought about the Indian culture. They used to think Indians were superstitious persons. They used to give their children to the animals. That's how the superstitious feelings they have. But after listening to him, they have come to know the Indian culture has a greater depth in background, and they started coming to India to see and to observe, and many of them even practiced our culture. And then you have, now you can see how much respect we have for our culture because of his speech on 1893 September 11. Now we are concluding. I think the concluding Shanti mantra and Jayadwani by
Everyone
okay,
will do.
okay, everyone will do. Okay.
Please unmute everyone, and everyone will do together.
Mahoday.
Om Sarve
Bhavantu
Sukhinah
Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu
Ma Kaschid Dukhabhag Bhavet.
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti Hari
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Shri Ramakrishna Namastu.
Aham vadami Mahoday Jayadvani.
सर्वे मिलित्वा वदामि वदतु जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की जय जय महामाई की जय जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय जय गणेश भगवान जी की जय जय all will you all chant with me loudly. Jai Swami Ji. Tell, say, Jai Swami Ji. Jai Ganapati Bappa Moria. Mangala Murti Moria.
Ganapati Bappa Moria. Laddu Choria.
And today is Ganesha Chaturdhi. Everyone, please at evening, please do some meditation. At least for 5 minutes, pray to Lord Ganesha for everyone's well-being. And tomorrow is Chicago Address Day. So please, today you have read the Chicago lecture. Tomorrow again, please read this Chicago lecture loudly, okay? So that your family can listen the lecture, your neighbor can listen the lecture, okay? And happy Vinayaka Chaturthi to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed. And Vaishnava's mother is Sin. Pranam Mahodaya, how are you?
Aham samyak asmi, Mahoday.
Happy Vinayaka Chaturthi.
Happy Vinayaka Chaturthi.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Glad to see you.
Okay, now we will finish our program. Thank you. Children, Jai Ram Krishna.
Jai Ram Krishna.